Without any fanfare at all, Velma, of all things, crawled out of the gutter and slinked onto Max for a second season. But rather than drag the torture out week after week, they dropped all 10 episodes of their trash all at once. And when you look at how there was no buzz about the show returning, real or manufactured, and pair that with the full season dumping all at once, you get the feeling that they're almost hoping that everyone forgets about the show by Monday. Like they had a contractual obligation to get the season out, but didn't want to face the same level of backlash that the first season rightfully received. Of course, we all remember that first season of Velma, as it came in indiscriminately throwing punches at every group they could think of. And in a great moment of justice, the world swung back. Everyone came together to collectively hate the show and read the riot act to the creators and everyone involved. Velma Season 1 dethroned The Witcher Blood Origin from its seat with the worst Rotten Tomatoes rating after mere weeks. It garnered every kind of criticism known to man, and it elevated the term of hate-watching to new heights. It was racist and sexist and crude and childish, and just all around the most hateful show to ever reach TV screens. Yet, somehow, Velma has returned. And we watched all of it so you don't have to. Something that's basically written into this channel's charter at this point. And while the show is still awful, written and imagined by the adolescent privileged few in Hollywood that think everyone shares their perverse worldview driven by social media posts, and who believe the value of your opinions is derived from your skin color and gender identity, Season 2 had this undeniable air of defeat hovering around it. All of the racism and man-hating and sexual perversions prevalent in Season 1 were toned way the fuck down in Season 2. At the outset, it seemed like the show had found a new target, taking aim at religion of all things. And of course, Velma is the enlightened atheist at the center of it all, too logical for those silly believers. But even those attacks all but stopped after the third episode. And there were heavy jabs being thrown at things like current year politics and capitalism, but all of it paled in comparison to the hatefulness of Season 1. You just got the feeling that they wanted to get in, drop the whole season, and get out with whatever shreds of dignity they have left. Now, while the show was clearly avoiding the same attacks that made it so reviled in its first season, most everything was still present in Velma Season 2. The show is still very much anti-man, anti-capitalist, anti-religion, and anti-social. Fred was still the main punching bag for Season 2 for obvious reasons, but even he didn't go through anything near the relentless assault Season 1 laid on him. They did throw in a they-them for good measure to make sure that even the grammar of the shitty dialogue didn't make sense. And they still tried to work in cutesy little references to the original Scooby-Doo show, as if they haven't spent 2 seasons completely bastardizing the source material. But with less fight left in Velma in this second round, and less punches being thrown, the show had to try and lean on its story in Season 2, which was more about Velma and Daphne's lesbian misadventures than anything else. And with less mud being slung, expect much less discussion about Velma after its second season, and cross your fingers in the hopes that this crap can fade silently into the dumpster bin of obscurity. A little fun fact though, the villain of Season 2 is none other than Scrappy-Doo, which is actually some decent symbolism in the demented minds of this show's creators. You see, to them, the real villain is this show's own past, which hails from a time when lesbian protagonists and race-swapped characters weren't a thing, and people just weren't as progressive and as lightened as they are today.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
And Velma dies at the end, which is something that we can all celebrate, although there was an allusion toward being able to bring her back to life. But while that door was left open for the show to return, even if it does come back for more, it feels like Velma is down for the count. Season 2 was but a shell of its former hateful self, and it appears to have bent the knee, at least as much as their misplaced pride will let them. And we're going to leave it at that. Velma is trash that doesn't deserve any more of my time nor yours, and we can only hope that some sense was finally drilled into these people's thick skulls. Did you even know Season 2 was slated to return this past week? Did you tune in looking for new material to dunk on? What other things would you rather endure than another season of Velma, like a root canal or an anesthetic-free colonoscopy? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to HateWatchers for reviews of other current shows and movies. Thank you for putting Velma down in the second round by way of knockout! And we'll catch you on the next one.